I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we are reading from the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 5. So let's focus on verses 2 through 4. Then the Philistines took the ark of God. They brought it to the temple of Dagon, and they set it next to Dagon, their god. But early the next morning, when the people of Ashdod got up, there was Dagon, fallen down with his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. They took Dagon, set him in his place again, but early the following morning, when they got up, Dagon was fallen again, with his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. And this time the head of Dagon and both of his hands lay there, severed on the threshold. All that was left of Dagon was his torso. 1 Samuel chapter 5, verses 2 through 4. Now, in my lifetime, I've watched several major Christian leaders fall into sin, which led to public scandal and the downfall of the ministries which they had built on their vision and on their charisma. And every time this has happened, skeptics of Christianity announce that God is either dead or he is dying in our culture, just as they said right before the Great Awakening in the 1740s. This was surely the mindset of the Philistines toward Israel when they introduced the ark of the defeated God of Israel to his conqueror, Dagon. But what the Philistines were soon to learn was that the God of Israel is actually the God of all creation, and apart from him, there is no God. Furthermore, his power and his agenda being accomplished is not dependent upon the worship of his followers or the furniture which they built to honor him. It is not as if we are the batteries that empower God. God is not waiting on us to surge him with worship before he can act. He is completely independent of us, and he is fully self-sustained. I believe it was Oswald Chambers who said, pertaining to the kingdom work, God has given us a limited participation in something he doesn't need us to do. And here is our big takeaway from today's chapter. Don't begin to think that you can manipulate God like a lucky charm for your own convenience. And don't think that God needs you to support him or to carry him around. God does not need our worship to be holy. His innate holiness demands that we worship him. And it is only because of God's loving kindness that he accepts our worship. So the Lord existed before creation, and he can take care of himself. The only community that he needs is that of his own Trinity. And in that notion is our understanding of his great love toward us. And that while we were yet sinners, he sent the Messiah, Jesus, to die for us. If any carrying is to be done, it's not us carrying God, it is he who carries us. Isaiah 46, verses 1 through 4. Bel crouches, Nebo cowers. Their idols are consigned to beasts and cattle. Their images you carry are loaded as a burden for the weary animal. The gods cower and they crouch together. They are not able to rescue the burden, but they themselves go into captivity. Listen to me, house of Jacob, all the remnant of the house of Israel, who have been sustained from the womb and carried along since birth. I will be the same until your old age, and I will bear you up when you turn gray. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will bear you, and I will save you. Basically, hey, I don't need you to carry me around. I'm the one who does the carrying. By the way, despite the moral defeat of those high-profile Christian leaders, did you know that God is still very much alive? The failure of men cannot diminish the power and the authority, the holiness, or the praiseworthiness of God. It's because there is no panic in heaven, there's only planning. And with that knowledge, we trust and we worship him who holds the future. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through the financial donations of faithful people like you. If you are being ministered to through the Bible teaching of Groundworks Ministries, and you would like to help us reach this generation with the gospel, would you consider donating to Groundworks Ministries today? Donating is secure and it is easy at our website. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.